Welcome back to the shop, everybody. We got a bunch of fans running because summer is here and it's hot, but we're going back to work on the wrecker, back to work on the rock sliders. We've got this one, we think, positioned where we want it, so we're going to start cutting some steel pieces and start getting this welded up to the frame, and we'll see where we get to. It's going to be interesting. All right, first thing we're going to try to do, we're going to get a piece of tubing coming down from here to here. It's going to tie into this part, which is also going to turn into a headache rack later. We get this tied in, and then we're going to have a couple braces here going back to the frame. The gas tank's going to sit here, so we can't brace it anywhere there, and then there'll be a couple more up front. So we're going to get this one cut and tacked first, and then start working on the others. All right, we got this piece tacked in place, and I've kind of made this template right here of how this piece is going to go in, something like that. And then we'll have a second one. It'll be a longer one, go up higher over here to avoid the spring. But we're going to see if we can get this one in about like that. We use some 2-inch square tubing, 1/4-inch wall for this. We'll see how it goes on this piece. This is going to be fun to cut out. Luke got this piece cut out, and it is fitting pretty good here. So it's going to go right there, and then the gas tank will sit right here and go forward. So the gas tank will come up from underneath, will go up and sit right in front of this. So that's as far forward as we can put that brace, and then we'll build another one to go right in this area. So I think it's going to work, so we'll go ahead and tack this one in place. It's gonna work right there. Let's put it right there. Work for you. Alrighty, we've got that one tacked in place now, that one's tacked in place, that's tacked in place, and we've got the two. We're running two, so the frame drops down underneath the cab, so the frame is lower up here, so we'll be able to go straight from right in here and right up there, straight up to the cab, or to the frame up here underneath the cab. We've got those pieces cut, so we're gonna get those tacked in, and that should give us, we'll have support right close to the front here, then this supporting it here, gas tank will fit in the middle, and then the two supports on the back. So we're gonna get these other two tacked in, and then we'll probably test fit a tank just to make sure we haven't made a mistake here, and then we'll probably start welding all this up more permanent like. Luke's got the front pieces tacked in here. So I think we're gonna grab the gas tank, make sure the gas tank fits in here and we don't have any clearance issues. And then we'll be ready to get all these burned in permanent like. We're gonna add some gussets in some areas probably after we get it in. We'll cut up some gussets and add some, make some things a little bit stronger, but it's coming together pretty good. That's gonna work. We'll sit right about there-ish. Had clearance there. Well guys, it's the end of another day. Luke's been welding on this thing all day. He's got all this welded up in place here. So this rock slider is welded on and it's plenty sturdy. We are going to add some gussets in a few locations. We haven't got that done yet. He's started cutting out the pieces for the other one. It's basically just identical, but he's starting to get pieces cut out and get this one in place. Probably welding this one up tomorrow, and then we'll move on to gas tank brackets and rock sliders for the gas tanks. So making progress. It's looking good. Should be plenty stout once we get a few gussets added in. It's another day at the shop, everybody. Luke's been over here working hard getting welding done. I haven't even been here, but I did get these gussets made so we can add some gussets onto some of the rock sliders. So we'll get some of those on to add some strength. Luke's got this side pretty much welded up, so we're gonna add some gussets in to strengthen some things up, but we're getting real close to being rock sliders being in, and then we'll start working on the gas tank mounts and skid plates for that. While Luke keeps working on welding on this, I'm gonna get the back end up on jack stands because we've got a couple welds on the back end of this rock slider that we can't really get to because of the tires. So I'm gonna jack it up, pull the wheels off, that way he can get to those couple welds back there, and I'm gonna figure out where we want all these gussets at. All right guys, it's the end of another day. It's mostly just been welding today. Luke's done a ton of welding, get these rock sliders in place. Everything's welded up except the gussets, so we'll work on that tomorrow. But everybody's gone, shop's empty. This is the kind of time of day where I can come in here and look at stuff and think about how things are gonna go, where we can put things, how we wanna do things. So which means I get to sit in here and think about it for a little while nobody's here, and just thinking through all this stuff. We've got a plan on the gas tanks and skid plates under those. We've got another winch here that we're working on fitment on. We're gonna need a lot more winches, but we go ahead and do side winches just like Matt's Off-Road Recovery, Rory has, a lot of the guys, Fabrats, those people have the side winches. We're gonna fit some in the side of this. There's gonna be one underneath, another one off the boom, so we can run two on the boom, one on front eventually. I got to get a bumper for the front or build one for the front. Thinking about doing a full a full bumper with hoops and everything, so that if we need to push a tree out of the road. The big difference between us and a lot of those guys is we're in wooded areas, and we've got to deal with a lot of water, so it's very different, very tight. We can't make the truck too big, and weight isn't as big a deal because we're not dealing with like sand and stuff where we're going to get buried in sand. So very different from a lot of what those guys deal with, but just trying to figure a lot of things out, figuring out where we're going to put this winch. If we're going to have it up high here, down low somewhere, the gas tank's going to go in here. So lots and lots and lots of stuff to think about, but we're getting there. I'm super excited about the progress we're making, and this rock sliders are going great. These things are quite stout. So we're gonna call it a day. I'll probably sit around here and think for a little while, and we'll see you in the morning. Well, it's another morning here at the shop. I keep working on the rock sliders today. Luke's gonna get these gussets welded up. We got a bunch of these going in various places just to help strengthen things up and give us a little bit more rigidity in the rock slider. So that's gonna be the main thing for today. Try to get the gussets added in. All right, end of another day, another week. Friday, time to go home. I don't think Luke did much filming today, but he did get all the gussets put in on the rock sliders, like these right here, a couple there, some up there, there's some up there. We just added them in a lot of little corners to help provide strength. And we're kind of looking at winch placement. It's probably going to be up here somewhere. We were talking about maybe down here, and we're going to get the gas tanks in. So next week we will be starting to work on the gas tank mounts, skid plates, and getting the gas tanks in it. And hopefully we'll get that done pretty quick, and then we'll move on to probably, I don't know, we'll see where we're going after that. We got to get the gas tanks back in it, get it back running. We've got two full weeks, I think, left before the car show for Old South. So we need to get gas tanks back in it, get it running. We got a couple things on the motor we need to try to get straightened up before then. So we got about 2 weeks to get it wrapped up and back on the road so we can get to the car show. So don't forget about the car show, July 8th, Polk County Fairgrounds. Starts at like 9 a.m. or something like that. We'll be out there with the tow truck. So come and see us. It's going to be a good time, and we'll get to support the crew over at Old South that lost their restaurant. So excited about it, and hopefully we'll see some of y'all there. But we're calling it a week. Everybody else has gone home, and we'll come back to this thing Monday.